Cellos, welcome back, people. It's the Critic Corp. I am Toke, and I'm here with another little anime corner spiel on Invincible. I fucked up last time, people. I'm so sorry. I fucking um ended up putting episode 6 in the caption or whatnot. If you would have seen, I corrected it kind of by saying my fuck up and whatnot. I don't know where my mind was. I think I was like fucking on dead set on Loki episode 6. Like that's where my mind was, and I fucking like ended up typing that shit twice on some dumb shit. But yeah. Uh fucking so we got this episode. It was a little fucking stupid in the beginning. They got sidetracked talking about that one alien Alan that ends up, you know, fighting Mark in the previous season and telling them pretty much about his father and the whole Viltrum and how they are pretty much bad people, and how his father is, one of those bad people. Um, we got pretty much his whole backstory, how he was created, which was kind of interesting. It was through a breeding camp. I guess he was the only successful breed to come out of it, but ended up not being successful in strength wise to handle the Viltrumites alone. So that's what sent him out on his little seeking adventure to find that, warrior strong enough to fucking handle Army God and his people and whatnot. Or Army Man and his people. And he fights like a god. But uh yeah. So after that, we pretty much they after their little recap, they get back to the show itself. The only reason they went to that is because Mark and Amber was having sex and shit, so they didn't want to, they don't want to get too adultish with the show, and that it was funny they had split it away from even that about Alan and his backstory when he started having sex with his little fling. It was funny as fuck. He's like, oh my, the little narrator. He's like, oh my god, oh tentacles, tentacles. Ah. And then, but it was funny as fuck too. Amber, before they had said, she mentioned, she was like, are you like, do you have like super sperm, or like, are you gonna hurt me, or should I be worried, like, like all these crazy questions that you as a superhero that you normally wouldn't ask before, having like some normal sex, um, you know, is just funny as fuck. And so besides that point, we the funny parts. We get back to the fucking show. Um, you got Monster Girl and Rudy. They're goddamn having their little first little date and shit. It's so cute. Um, Rudy's never really experienced none of this. He's a robot, and in his mind, he's still programmed as a goddamn just machine that knows all about just fighting and just knowledgeable things besides like actual you know human like things. He never had a burger and fries. He's never been to the movies. Like it's just like shit like that he's never done. So Monster Girl ends up taking him to enjoy those things. It was pretty cute. Um, It was another funny moment. Then when they were going to see the movie, it was rated R, and the dude wouldn't sell them the ticket at first. So Rudy started arguing with him, talking about like why, what sense does it make if the parents here or not? Does that change the view of the fucking movie? Like, come on now. And while he's arguing with the dude, the ticket dude, Monster Girl goes gets a random lady to pretty much uh give them permission to watch the movie. It's fucking hilarious. And he just looking like the fuck. Like, man, should I do this? Am I gonna lose my job? And she's like, bitch, you want a DNA test now? Like, come on now, give us the fucking tickets. Like, it was fucking hilarious. Um Marge in college now, as you know. He's a grown man. Marky's growing up. Um, he fucking he's he's still trying to figure out himself. Besides the superhero Invincible, he's trying to figure out himself as Mark. Um, Also Debbie's trying to figure out where her place is now after the whole army thing and how to cope with the shit. So she ended up taking that using that card that her friend Ogre left her, and it ended up being like a little intervention for like um people who have relationships with superheroes and have lost them or just like had some type of bad trauma with them. Um and fucking um she ends up going out to the bar with one of the people, was a dude after the meeting. And my bad. Let me stop that. It wasn't an intervention. It was more of a like meeting type of deal. People amongst just people to actually, you know, um, express their feelings and cope with all the past trauma or bad, just relations, and you know, um, compare similarities to each other's story and whatnot, and get through it. Um, I don't know why I said intervention. Uh, but yeah, she ends up going out to the bar with this dude. She ends up figuring out that um he's the former boyfriend of Green Ghost or whatever, which was one of the superheroes that Homie Man ended up murking. And in this meeting, you're not supposed to disclose any names of who you have relations to and whatnot. And so none and she didn't speak the first meeting really. She didn't share as much, not at all really. Besides her name. But he ends up finding out, you know, she was, Omi Man's fucking wife. And that like, man, that struck a nerve with him. He didn't want no parts with her. He told her she shouldn't come back to the meetings if she knows what's good for her own, like just for her own good. Like, his fist was balled up like he was about to sock her ass. Like, and she's just crying, like just so ashamed and like and just pure, you know, just distraught. Like she's just like, man, like amazed that all the damage that he's caused to not not her, not even her, let alone everybody in the fucking city as well. Not just superheroes, but actual civilians and affected their lives. You know, just as much as let alone hers. Like it was fucked. It was real fucked. Um, you know, you got fucking Mark now. Like I said, he's trying to prove to himself that he is not going to end up like his father. And um he tries a little, you know, too much at times, and it ends up costing him at the end of this episode because he gets a visit by this alien called Nuozak, and he's like begging him to come back home to his home planet. Was it Zaratza or Therarats or whatever? On my dumb ass. Um, and save it from all these meteor showers and whatnot. And he's like, you know, please, is over like a million of his, you know, population that's at risk. And, you know, he goes with them. He tells Cecil. Cecil doesn't think, you know, he should go. He doesn't think like, you know, yeah, he should say this. He thinks is like is all bad. It's not sounding too right. And Mark, you know, he's like, fuck you, I'm my own man. I'm fucking 18. I'm in college now, type of deal. You know, everybody when they turn 18, they feel like, you know, they pretty much uh not uh not able to listen to anybody anymore. They in charge of their own life, type of deal. And that's what happened. And he ends up suffering for it, and we're gonna see how much more he suffers for it the following episode, because he ends up, you know, back at the planet, um and it ends up being a trap to lure him in to Omi Man, his father. And yeah, that's how the episode ended, right there at that. um I really, you guys probably might hate me for this. Some of you might love me for it, but I think I would love it if it went sideways, south. You know, like he ends up teaming up with his father, allying with his father, because I think his father is not wanted by the Virtumite anymore. I think he disobeyed their fucking, you know, their their plans that they sent him out to follow and do, and did his own damn thing, you know, like Omi Man does. And you know, now he's wanted by the Viltrumite, his own, you know, his own race, and fucking probably by the rest of the goddamn galaxy. He's probably in hideout, right, hiding right now. Especially this like this little low key planet. He even fucking Newell's even said it. He was like, oh, it's a planet, like, you know, he expressed how it's like is like far as fuck. Is low key. Nobody really know about it, type of deal. And shit, it took fucking Earth days to get there. So yeah, it's deep. It's deep out there. Yeah, I think Omi Man's in hiding. I think he's going to try and pursue into getting Mark Invincible to join forces with him, and uh, so he can have at least fucking some, second in hand power to back him up when Viltrumite come and invade or find his little, infiltrate his little hiding spot. Cause they on his ass. They on his ass. They already murked Alan. They fucking they pulled up on Alan, asked him questions and shit about Mark. Cause they didn't know shit about Mark. He was supposed to go to Earth. Only I was supposed to go to Earth and fucking pretty much take over it. Like invade it, take over it, get the fuck on. He done made a whole life on that bitch. He abandoned his post. They said pretty much. Yeah, yeah. Only man's on the run. Only man's on the run, for sure. But I'm gonna leave it at that. Leave some comments, like and subscribe. Let me know what you guys really thought about this episode or think about Omni Man and as a whole, his whole personality. Um, I will be back fucking later on this weekend with some more vids. Stay tuned for that. I'm gonna do Spy Family, I believe May, December, the movie. If some of you know. If you don't, you don't. It would be a spoiler. So if you don't wanna know, don't click on it. But yeah, that was about it with my whole little anime spiel. Toodles.